Huge week here in Des Moines. It starts off with the pole vault in Jordan Creek inside. I've never seen this before. I'm joined by Emily Grove. You won this event in 2019. However, it was on the street. We're inside today in the Capitol Square. Okay, what's this like today?
I would say, like, the atmosphere is pretty good, too, because there were, like, in both. There's just people walking around, and that's the coolest part, because they don't know if you're jumping at a high bar, low bar, whatever. It's just a unique event, and it gets people to see it that normally wouldn't. What are the challenges, I guess, that come with this environment? I have to imagine visually it's obviously different. Yeah, visually, like, you don't know if you're going up on the second floor or not, but that's why we do short run stuff, which is what we're doing now to kind of get that figured out. But the men actually have to be careful of the wall back there, because when they pick their pole up, it might hit it, so they have to be more aware. Luckily, I'm in front of that. So. I gotta ask, does the aroma of like a Cinnabon or like the food court get you through this? I mean, only time that you're ever gonna have that. Mid-jump, I want one, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like a pretzel bite from Auntie Anne's, right? Yeah, 100%. Awesome, well, thank you so much for the time. Good luck today. Thank you. This is great. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I might go get a Cinnabon as well, I'm hungry. See if I actually go and do that. And you caught me at the right time. Casey Lightfoot. You see me looking over there. Casey Lightfoot, Tokyo Olympian, about to have his first attempt here at the pole vault within Jordan Creek Center Mall. And let's show you. I'm going to step out of the way. Watch the man do his work. There he goes. Light work for the Olympian right there. Casey Lightfoot, like I said, just fantastic. One of the best to do it here in this sport. A lot of great athletes doing it here. We have 5 men, 5 women, all of which vying for a prize winning of $1,500. Some athletes said they're going to hit the Apple Store right down the hallway if they do win this. Now, right now, they're on their shortest height in the pole vault. The big number we're looking at is the Olympic standard, and if they can surpass that, each of them will get a $1,000 bonus. But that Olympic standard, 19 feet 1 inch for the men. For the women, it's 15 feet and 6 1/4 inch. And like I said, they're making it look light work right now. The women went earlier for their first height. Men are going right now. It is a really fun time right now. Fans in the Jordan Creek Center Mall are just going nuts. We're going to show you one more right here. Off goes Ludwig. There it is. He gets over the first height, moves on. We're going to be here all night. Watch for the winners. Exciting stuff. Drake Relay is one of the best times of the year in full swing. Let's send it back to the studio with Stacey and Mark.
Our Jeff Dubrof was the only Iowa reporter who got the chance to talk one-on-one with Clark. He joins us now from Indianapolis live. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jody, what a day it was here in Indianapolis. There's really no other way to put it. Caitlin Clark from West Des Moines, someone from our own backyard, the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. And she is beginning her journey to what these fans hope to be the face of the league and the league's new star. Caitlin Clark, the fever has been boiling over since Clark announced her intentions to enter the WNBA draft. All the action here in Indianapolis, though, started on this past Monday when the Fever held a draft watch party that saw 6,000 people in attendance. And look, as much as I would have loved to have all of this be one-on-one with Caitlin Clark, I did ask her a question during the bigger media session about what that number, 6,000 people, meant to her.
It just speaks to the excitement of what this summer is going to bring. And like you said, women's basketball in this state is pretty incredible. Grace knows that better than anybody else. Like, I hated playing at Indiana and they hated me. So hopefully a lot of them turn into Indiana Fever fans. But I mean, they hated me for good reason. It's a hard place to win at. And yeah, I mean, 6,000 people just to stare at a screen and see who gets picked in the draft is, you know, pretty incredible. So I expect, you know, big numbers this summer.
We are hoping for big numbers this summer as well. We'll have more of that exclusive one-on-one interview I had with Caitlin Clark coming up tonight at KCCI News at 5 and 6. Reporting from Indianapolis, Jeff Dubrof, KCCI, Iowa Sports Leader. This was a grand entrance onto the WNBA stage for Caitlin Clark. I mean, fit for a player of her caliber. She was greeted by many members of the media. She had some new teammates on hand and a Fever legend and WNBA champion and Tamika Catchings to watch her introductory press conference. And it was really exciting to see Caitlin Clark live up to this hype. The entry pavilion at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was absolutely packed. As I said, teammates on hand to watch. She took questions for about 30 minutes, but after that, she took the time to speak with me. As she moves on from college to the pros, something I had to ask her was there a message to the fans in Iowa who have been supporting her throughout the years from Dowling Catholic all the way to the University of Iowa and will continue to do so as she embarks on this WNBA journey? Anything just for the fans back in Des Moines. We were told a lot of people from Iowa are going to be traveling.
Yeah.
Just any last messages to them and back in Iowa, obviously?
Yeah, I think just thank you. Like, you made my college career so special, the way you supported me and have supported me, and I don't expect that to stop. I think they'll do the exact same thing. I think there's a lot of new WNBA fans in the state of Iowa, so I'm just excited, and if you haven't got your Indiana Fever tickets, you better get them soon.
You better get them soon. The prices are high. The season tickets are going fast. I talked with team president, Dr. Allison Barber, yesterday. She told me when they first started getting calls for those season tickets, they had a heat map. And they said that the heat map showed the amount of calls coming from Iowa was just as much, if not more, as they were getting from Indiana. So a lot of driving down I-80 this summer for the fans back in Iowa. We'll have a lot more from today's great press conference with the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark, coming up in just a little bit. Brock Purdy has been labeled a game manager. What does that even mean? In all honesty, that's a term that seems to be thrown around way too much. A game manager, right, can be perceived as a quarterback who doesn't take risks, just does his job, gets his team into the end zone, eats a turkey sandwich, then goes home. Matt Campbell remembers Purdy taking plenty of risks during his time at Iowa State. He's not a fan of that game manager label. Sure does keep winning. Maybe he can win next week, take home a Super Bowl ring. Niners, Chiefs, right here on CBS, February 11th from Las Vegas, 5:30 kickoff. We'll be bringing you coverage all week long. Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes are moving on up again this week. A perfect week, coupled with the Kansas State loss, propels the Hawkeyes back to the second spot in the latest AP poll. South Carolina, though, they still have a stranglehold on the top spot. They are the unanimous #1 team in the country. The record everyone's talking about is Kelsey Plum's all-time scoring record. Clark is 65 points behind Plum. Thursday at 8, they host Penn State. 60 points for Caitlin Clark. Can't rule it out, but I will. 66, maybe we'll see. Sunday at noon, that's when she could break it at Nebraska. But if she doesn't do it in Lincoln, it will almost certainly happen Thursday the 15th at home against Michigan. A tenth of a second. That is the difference between Iowa State moving up in the rankings and what happened to them, dropping a couple of spots. Iowa State drops from 12 to 14 in the latest AP poll. Cyclones had one game last week. It was that game against Baylor, that thriller that saw Milan Momcilovic's half-court three waved off after the review showed he, in fact, did not get it off in time. Iowa State is in Austin. They face Texas tomorrow. Grade 8. Let's start Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Thomas Dentry, the chip-in. It's not easy, but I've had a chip-in before, and I'm not good at golf, so I'm going to keep it at 8. Still really nice. Number 7, Connor Enright, harnessing the power of the mullet. He's always so out of control, but in control. Drake lost that game in a thriller. Number 6, Owen Freeman, the dunk on his head. And then does a little smack talk after. Come on now, Owen. Number 5, Caitlin Clark. With 9 seconds left on the shot clock, just decides I'm going to pull up from 35 and knocks it down. Okay. Number 4, DCG's Tate Perrin against Pella into the quarter. How about a 3/4 court shot off the glass? Number 3, Tyrese Halliburton. How about from half court with Derek White in his face? Cuts the lead to 15 at half. Tyrese Halliburton. Number 2, Wofford longtime staffer. This is my favorite one. He goes by Slick Daddy. Look at that. Left-handed off the glass. Goes nuts. He's so happy. Slick Daddy. That was slick. That was smooth, too. Number 1, Chris Cloutier from the National Lacrosse League. Watch this. Oh! Let's watch it again. Do we have the time? My goodness, he went in between his legs. Here it is. Oh, man, this is going to take us home. That's crazy.
Welcome back, everybody. Jeff Dubrof here outside Beaver Stadium. Place is filled, fireworks going off, and we are about ready for the first Big Ten game of the season for the Iowa Hawkeyes, a game in which they're hoping to come into Happy Valley and leave just that happy while doing so, pulling off a major upset over the number 7 Penn State Nittany Lions, a team that could be poised for a playoff berth, or at least some people think that.
The other big story was the weather. Last night there was a 3-hour rain delay. That did not stop ADM from breaking records. ADM's boys 4x100 meter team won in emphatic fashion last night. A 41.38 is a new Drake Relays record, and get this, second best time ever recorded in the state of Iowa. And get this, 2 of the runners were fueled by not protein shakes, not a banana, not by Gatorade, but by Panda Express. I'm not making this up. The power of orange chicken. Do not sleep on it. They got Panda Express during the break. Hear from the coach.
They didn't tell me. I got to the opposite end zone. Our girls' ADM 4x4 was warming up. She said, hey, coach, did you know that they just came from Panda? And I go, they just ate Panda? And I was like, well, okay. If Panda starts doing, if they've got some tofu and some asparagus and some spinach smoothies, maybe that might work out. If Panda Express wants to sign some sort of NIL deal with with ADM, I would definitely talk to our AD and see what we can get done.
I don't eat Panda often, but when I do, this is my order: double orange chicken, some chow mein, and how about a little egg roll on the side? You could go fried rice. You could go cream cheese rangoons. I go egg roll on the side. What about y'all? You have honey walnut shrimp?
No, I want to know what your 100-meter
I want to see your run
split
now.
is.
Let's go.
Oh, I would crush it. And then I'd immediately go find a trash can.